I normally sleep in braids because my hair is long, it gets in the way when I'm sleeping, and if I'm not careful, I'll wake up tangled in a mess of it across my face and everywhere else, and it's like it's a whole issue. That said, I also like wearing my hair straight sometimes, and having a quality hair straightener that can straighten my hair with minimal damage is pretty important to me, because I color my hair, I bleach, as you can see, parts of it are really light. I'm always doing things with my hair that are damaging in their own way. So I appreciate having heat styling tools that I can style my hair with and not really have to risk the health of my hair any more than I already do. So I am trying the hair straightener from Bella, which this is designed to smooth and straighten hair with minimal damage, which is what I'm looking for. So I'll take you through a full demonstration on previously braided hair so you can see how effective the straightener really is on very wavy hair, and I'll tell you all about the pros and cons and everything you need to know if you're thinking about getting one for yourself. This is not my first Bella styling tool. I have a few others, and one thing that I have noticed that's consistent is the packaging. Like, just look at this. This is the box that the straightener comes in, and it's just pretty and easy to open. It just flips open on the side and the tool is right inside. But even if you're gifting this to yourself or to somebody else, the package design is just like a little touch of luxury that is just, I don't know, it's really, I personally love it. And I'm also a fan of pink, clearly. This is what the straightener looks like. It's very, very sleek. And what I appreciate is that there are rubber grips for your fingers on either side. So although the outer part of the straightener is really smooth, you've got something that'll help you grip it. So when you're using the tool, it's not going to slip out of your hands easily. I really appreciate that design choice. The hair straightener from Bella has a temperature range from 320 degrees Fahrenheit to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but it uses advanced infrared technology with a built-in ionic generator, which sounds really fancy, but it's designed to smooth and sleek your hair while reducing frizz and also reducing damage. So everything that goes into this is very, very smartly designed and very well thought through. The straightener stays closed, but there is a small release button right on the bottom that if you slide it up, that releases the clamp so you can use the straightener. I really appreciate some of the things that come with the Bella hair straightener, like this silicone sleeve. So this is a sleeve that you can put the straightener inside, while it's still hot, but you can also lay this on whatever surface, whether it's a countertop, a table, and you can set your hair straightener on this when it's in use, and the silicone protects that surface. It also includes heat-resistant gloves that will protect your hands while you're using the hot tools, and that's just another really smart addition. You most of the time when you get any heat styling tool, it doesn't come with these little extras. The buttons on the side are how you control the power, the temperature setting, and the vibration function, which is also another thing that's pretty unique with this straightener. So your power button is here, your temperature control is right here, and this little M button is what you'll press when you want to use the vibration function. Right about now, you're probably wondering, why is there a vibrator in my hair straightener? I was wondering the same thing. As it turns out, the vibration in the Bella hair straightener is designed to allow the plates to slide down the hair while pulling on it less, so you're getting less tension pulling on the root as you're using it, but it also allows the plates to slide in a way that they can smooth more efficiently and faster. So it's actually a really smart design, and you'll get to see it in action when I do the demonstration in just a bit. So to turn this on, we are going to hit the power button, and you want to press it for a couple of seconds and you'll hear this beep. Okay, now we're on, and you can see that it's heating up. Now that I have my hair out of the braids and we're just about ready to go, I wanted to show you what the heating element looks like. This is the infrared heat plates inside. Like, they're super sleek and shiny, and they are hot as hell, so don't touch them. But that's what that looks like, and that's another thing that you can look for. You know, in addition to seeing the actual temperature, you will see the redness, so you'll know when it's on. We are ready to begin. I'm going to turn the vibration function on, and that's again with the little M button. We're going to press that, and you will hear it beep every time you turn it on or off. And the vibration only comes on when the plates are together. So it's quiet right now. When they're pressed together, the vibration comes on, and it stops when it's open. So that's another really smart design. It's not just going to sit there and vibrate the entire time. And away we go. We are going to take a section of hair, do a few, and then just show you the end result, because, you know, that's... But look at how straight that came out. Like, that is like poker straight. So let's do another one. But the vibration makes it straighten very, very quickly. You know, and again, it's not really pulling on my hair at all. Like, as I'm doing this, I'm really feeling like no pressure on my roots. But look at how quick that is. This is the finished result, and as you can see, like, my hair is super straight and very, very smooth. My hair is really prone to frizziness, and there is no frizz in sight. And this is without product. I didn't put anything in my hair. This is just how it turned out when I straightened it. So it's shiny and smooth, and it still has a lot of movement, but it's gorgeous. And I actually had to stop recording for a few minutes because my daughter came in and wanted to straighten her hair after she saw what I did to mine. So just a little, you know, behind the scenes information that you didn't know, but now you do. Because my hair is clearly, you know, somewhat chemically altered, there's a lot of like highlighting. So there are bleach streaks where my, you know, brighter colors now are. I was straightening my hair on one of the lowest settings. I had mine set at 340 degrees. The straightener actually goes up to 450. So when you're using this on your own hair, you'll want to consider the texture, of course, but is also the health of your hair. Some of the things that I really love about the hair straightener from Alabella, of course, is the ease of use. The fact that it has that vibration function really helps the plates to slide down the length of your hair a lot more easily. So you're definitely going to want to use that when you're using this. I find the results, it's faster, but it's also like my hair is completely frizz-free, and it looks amazing for just being straightened. So use the vibration function. It's there for a reason. The other thing that I really love about this is, you know, everything, you know, the exact state of the device right on the handle. So, you know, you're never going to wonder, is it on or off, or what temperature it's at. It's always very, very clear where it's at. The other great thing is the grips on the handles, you know, these little rubber grips, because this whole thing, it's very, very sleek and smooth. But, you know, your hands can get slippery, you know, especially if your palms get sweaty or you've been using product or whatever you've got going on. So there's grip on either side that just kind of helps you maintain control while you're using this. And although I didn't really use it in the demonstration, I appreciate that the gloves are included, because, you know, when you're straightening your hair, especially when you're using it at a much higher temperature than I was, your hair is going to get hot. So, you know, if you're running your fingers along it at all or holding those sections, you can potentially burn your fingers. Not like, you know, dangerously burn, but it's going to hurt. And why experience pain if you don't have to? So, you know, you can use the glove while you're using the straightener, and that's just another really smart thing that they included with this that I really appreciate. There was a lot of smart intention into the design of this, from the materials to, you know, just the overall style of it. It's just a really pretty but useful piece. One other little thing that I think is very cool about this, the plug where it connects with the actual iron, this rotates. So no matter how you're moving it, your cord isn't going to get like twisted around or anything. This moves with you, no matter how you're moving the iron. And that's just another really smart design. There are honestly not many cons to this that I can think of. I mean, I guess if I had to mention a con, it would be that, you know, the outside of the actual iron, it does get hot, so you're not going to want to touch this part during use or at any point, even while it's been cooling. This has been off for a little while and this is still really hot. You know, not enough to really burn my fingers, but hot enough that I don't want to leave them hanging out there. But, you know, that's pretty typical for straighteners, so, you know, it's not a con that makes it stand out from other hair straighteners, because they pretty much all do that, right? The only other thing I would consider a con, but again, this is typical of hair straighteners, you're not necessarily going to get poker straight results on a single pass. You know, you might have to do the same section a couple of times or even a few times, depending on the temperature setting and your hair's texture and health. But again, that's pretty typical for hair straighteners, so when you're using it, just exercise caution. You know, just like I said, in my experience, I find it better to start at a lower temperature, build up if you need to, or use it at a lower temperature but do a couple of passes, versus having it like all the way up to 450 degrees trying to get this, you know, straightened in one pass, because, you know, that could increase your risk of, you know, damaging your hair in the long run, especially if you're straightening every day. Overall, I really love the hair straightener from Ella, and so does my daughter, because she popped in while I was, you know, recording this, and she was like, hey, I want to straighten my hair too. But yeah, it's, you know, it's really effective and I love the results. And I'm not even one that wears my hair straight a lot, because, you know, I love to go for the more beachy, mermaidy waves, you know, clearly with the colors I've got in my hair, that's sort of my vibe, I guess. But on days when I want to straighten my hair, the Ella straightener is definitely the one that I'm going to reach for, because the results, especially, you know, with as frizzy as my hair can get, it's beautiful, and I really love the effect that it has on my hair.